Hi, and welcome to Stamp with Ginny. Today I'm going to share with you this wonderful alternative note card that I made using the Lovely Day Paper Pumpkin Kit from February. The February Lovely Day Paper Pumpkin Kit made 3 different cards and had 3 of each card in it, along with some wonderfully designed envelopes. These cards are super, and there is a refill kit available right now. So let me show you how I made this month's alternative project. I'm going to start with my note card. I love these note cards because not only do they come with the card base, they also come with the coordinating envelope, so they're wonderful for quick and easy stamping. I've got my tuxedo black here, my memento, and I am going to start by inking up this small floral image and randomly stamping it around the outside perimeter of my note card. Once I've got the perimeter stamped, I can set that stamp aside and bring in my Whisper White piece of cardstock for the focal point. I'm going to ink up this large image here with the tuxedo black once again. Now, if you find photopolymer stamps are not stamping the best for you, there's a couple of tips that you can use. One is to hold it in place and count to 3 so that the ink can seep into the paper. The other is to put something soft, like our paper piercing mat, under it so that it stamps a little more clear. Now that I've got that done, I'm ready to stamp my sentiment. So I am going to first punch the end of this. I'm going to use my banner triple punch for this, and I'm simply going to place this cardstock into the punch, line it up, and then punch. Now that I've got the end punched, I can lay it onto my grid paper and ink up my sentiment. I'm going to stamp this close to the punched end, count to 3, and lift, and then I can bring in my mini paper trimmer and trim this to the length that I'd like. And I'm just eyeballing this. I want it fairly close to my stamping. Okay, at this point I've got all my stamping done and I'm ready to start coloring. I'm going to be using my Stampin' Blends for this. I'm going to start with my dark old olive, and I am going to fill in close to the flower here. I'm going to set this on my paper and slide that lid on. I don't have to lock it in place, but by putting the cap over it, it will help protect the alcohol from evaporating. And then I'm going to bring in my light, and I am going to start blending. You can also lay in a complete field of the light color if you would prefer. And let me show you how I do that. And then bring in my dark and add those shadows where I want them. And of course you're welcome to use the smaller end if working with this flare tip is a little too bold for you and covers too much area. And then I'm going to use my light once again to blend that area and finish the image. I'm going to repeat that for the other 2 leaves here on the top of the flower. As you can see, either way works. It depends on what you'd like. I'm finished with my old olive markers, and so I can snap those lids back on and bring in my Rococo Rose. I'm going to color the little berries straight here with the dark. And then I'm going to start by building my layers onto the petals themselves. Now, because these are alcohol markers, you want to work in small areas before you move on to the next area. It will help you allow to blend these colors more smoothly. And I'm doing this quickly and then coming back in and adding some dark tones and then some light again. I'm not overly worried about where my light has gone into the other area because I'm going to be adding more color to that, and it's the same color. But of course, if that bothers you, you can work a little more slowly and make sure you don't do that. And of course, our color lifter will help you push that color back into the area you want. On to the next petal, and the same process. Okay, now I'm ready to work on the center here. Once again, moving quickly because the wet edge is what's important when you're working with our blends, so that they smooth out and blend well together. There we go. Okay, I am finished with that, and I am ready to start assembling. I'm going to bring in my basic black piece of cardstock, and I am going to adhere this finished panel to the top of it. And as you can see, those blends do go through the paper, so it's always best to mat it so that the back side does not show on your project. And then I'm going to bring in my sentiment. I'm going to add a Stampin' Dimensional to each end. And I'm just using those extras out of my paper pumpkin kit. I am ready to add this onto the top here in the corner, lining up that outside edge and adhering. And now I'm ready to add it onto my card front. So I am going to add some more dimensionals to the back. I've removed the covers, and so now I'm ready to adhere that to the front of my note card. I've got that on, and now I'm going to bring in my multi-purpose adhesive again. Oops, that's really too much there. So I'm going to lift some of that up and pull it into my other dots without squeezing, and add that adhesive where I want those sequins to go. I've got these additional sequins that came in the kit. They gave us plenty, and they're these beautiful sheer sequins that come in different sizes. So I can use my Take Your Pick tool and pick them up and place them where I would like them on my note card. And the little one here just to add a little bit of shimmer to the leaf or the petal of that flower. So let me show you the original again. Paper Pumpkin is a lot of fun, and you get this surprise in your mail every month. If you'd like more information, stop by my online store and check out Paper Pumpkin prepaid subscriptions or the monthly subscription option. When you subscribe, you can come to my craft time each month for free. If you've got any questions, feel free to email me. And of course, if you'd like any of these products, feel free to stop by my online store. You can get there from my blog, Stamp with Jini. Thanks for joining me.